Importance of social stratification. We cannot even imagine a society without social stratification, and therefore a casteless society is either a myth or a dream. In India, a society without caste is said to be maybe called as a myth or a dream, because caste is an essential part of Indian social system. Social stratification has functional necessity or utility. Hence, in no society, all individuals are placed on equal footing, and inequality either in one way or the other does exist everywhere. So on the basis of caste, there are inequalities which exist in one or the other form in the Indian social system. Social stratification has the following functional utility. Number one, need for providing of higher opportunities. People aspire and struggle for higher posts with better working conditions if there is social stratification in positions. If the society is divided into stratas on the basis of position, on the basis of opportunities, then the people will compete with each other to get a higher position in the working conditions. Number two, need of the basis of responsibility. To make more responsibilities for the sake of society, the stratification is required. To attract suitable and capable persons to take up such responsibilities. So, when the responsibilities are distributed, the persons having the maximum capability and who are suitable for taking such responsibilities are chosen. Thus, stratification helps in getting the best capable person to handle the responsibilities. Then third, need on the basis of position. Some higher posts require some technical or well qualified candidates with vocational and expensive training. At higher positions in different sectors, qualified, skilled, specialized, technically specialized persons are required who have gone through vocational and expensive trainings. It is natural that trained and skilled persons who spend their time, money and energy to get these training should be stratified by giving higher position than untrained and unskilled people. And it is essential that such type of capable persons should be stratified and should be given higher ranks, higher position in the hierarchical order. And the untrained and unskilled people should be given a lower position. The need on the basis of status. It is desirable to provide higher status to the intelligent, capable and efficient person as compared with those who are stupid or have no initiative left with them. Higher status should be given to intelligent, capable and efficient persons, and the stupids should be given low status. Next, need of competition. Healthy competition is indication of healthy society. Without competition, society can neither progress nor prosper. So for prosperity and progress of the society, competition is important. In order to encourage proper and healthy competition, it is essential that there should be social stratification to provide them their due by the society. And to encourage healthy competition in the society among the people, it is essential that the society should be socially stratified. Sixth, need for performance of proper roles. In order to encourage people to perform proper risky roles in the society and attract powerful and capable people, they should be provided superior and civilized treatment with higher status, especially in politics, to those who mold the destiny of people on proper lines. So the roles should also be given on the basis of the capabilities of the person. Persons having better capabilities and having the ability to mold the people, they should be given more high status roles in the society than the others. In this way, one finds that social stratification is not only essential but inevitable for social advancement. It is needed for the progress of society. This is the sixth concept. In developed societies, people classify one another into categories and rank from higher to lower. The process of ranking such categories is called social stratification, and the resulting set of ranked categories is called the stratification structure. So, in developed societies, people are classified into different categories and ranks from higher to lower, which is called as social stratification. And the result of it, that is the resulting set of ranked categories, is called the stratification structure. The categories themselves, by analogy with the different layers, are called strata, and these categories are called as strata, and they are called as classes and strata and classes. Social classes are more or less spontaneous formations expressive of social attitudes. So social classes are spontaneous formations by virtue of attitudes, social attitudes. The class system emanates from and influences the whole mode of life and thought of community. And this class system, it influences the mode of life and the thought of community. According to McEver and Page, a social class is a portion of community marked off from the rest of social status. According to Ogburn and Nimcoff, a social class is the aggregate of persons having essentially the same social status in a given society. According to Lepre, a social class is a culturally defined group that is accorded a particular position or status within the population as a whole.